It was the 3rd of September. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Y'all know what time it is. It's your boy, Dumb Kizzie, in the building. Can't wait to talk. And guess what? We gonna talk about it. Huh? You did? Yes, sir. Ha, ha, ha. Man. Hey, we in June, baby. Yes, sir. Men's month. Yeah, man, we in this thing, and we all the way in there. We all the way in there. Now I know y'all probably like, what in the world is he doing with this shade? Y'all better be glad I ain't got my hat, yo. You did? I bet y'all like, man, what he got these shades on for? Man, I can't, I can't even waste no more time, man. We're gonna have to go on, hop up in this thing, bro. You did? Papa was a rolling stone. Yeah, man. Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he lay, that was his home. And when he died, all he left was alone. One of my favorite movies is Temptations. And now, of course, I'm not going to start that debate on here, but there's always been a debate about which movie was better. Temptations, 5 Heartbeats. I'm a Temptation bro all day. Number one, because it was a real group. Let's just start there. And based off of real events. 5 Heartbeats was, I don't know. I honestly don't know if it was a real group. And, so, yeah. And shout out Robert Townsend, great guy. I just, yeah. But, Temptations. So, they had this popular song called Papa Was a Rolling Stone. And in the movie, the lead singer was like, say, man, really? You want me to sing this song? You know that was the day my daddy died. It was the 3rd of September. So the writer was like, okay, good. That'll give you more reason to want to sing it. More pain, behind, where it's coming from. And, I actually watched a video, a podcast where Neo was on. He talked about how a lot of times when writers write or singers sing, if they've gone through a breakup or some type of heartache, that's when they, woo, man, that kind of put more into the song, because you got all that hurt and that pain and you put it down on paper and you sing it out. So I wanted to do this video, man. This is the month of June. This is, and it's actually, video that kind of comes right after I did my weigh-in Wednesday. Y'all ain't checked out that video, go check it out. But that video was called That's My Boy. And so this is actually a spinoff from that, because in that particular episode, I talked about Abraham and him had to sacrifice his son. But in that, he had a baby mama. Abraham had a baby mama. And, and it wasn't that he stepped outside of his marriage because he just was tired of his wife or she wasn't giving him what he needed. His wife actually suggested that he step out of the marriage because God had told Abraham that he was going to become a father and he's going to be the father of many nations. Well, anytime, when God speaks, we don't really understand it because it's like, when God speaks, he see it from his point of view. We see it from our point of view, our little earthly eyes. And I mean, come on now. How far do we really see, with our earthly eyes? God sees the whole picture. We seeing about this much, like, we trying to jump over the wall, like, okay, all right. So when God was like, hey, you about to have a son, Abraham was like, okay, all right. Now, mind you, he was in his 80s when he first heard this. And his wife was right there with him like, oh, okay, all right. So his wife, Sarah, was like, well, maybe, how about this? My maidservant is a little younger than me. I'm not young like I used to be, baby. So how about you get with my maid? She young. Go on get with her. So, Abraham being the G he was like, well, I mean, babe, I mean, you sure? I mean, you my baby. I love you. You sure you want me to get with the maidservant? Hagar. I mean, if that's what you want, babe, I'm going to go on, only for you. Only for you, though. So, he get with the maidservant. Bam. He has a son. So, Hagar was like one of the first baby mamas that was out there. That's recorded. So the purpose of this episode is, I want to talk to, like I said, this men's month, and I want to talk to us fellas. I want to talk about why the song even came about Papa was a Rolling Stone. Men have gotten, I would say we've gotten a bad rap on out here sleeping with women. We sleep with we sleep with every woman we can sleep with. And when I say we, I'm saying it loosely because I'm not sleeping with nobody. I just want y'all to understand it. But men have gotten a bad rap that's men, that's all men do. There's been this thing, oh, men are just dogs. All they do is just lay down and sleep with da. So, but we see here in the Bible that Abraham wasn't a Rolling Stone because his wife was like suggested, hey, you need to sleep with her. So his wife created an opportunity for him to be a baby's father or have a baby mama. This wasn't about him, going out and just because he didn't look at his wife the same, or she didn't, she wasn't able to put it down no more. So he was like, I need something else. The reason why this narrative is out there that fathers are Rolling Stones are because men, let me take the shades off of this. We don't know what control is. Let me say that again. We don't know what control is. And that's actually one of the fruits of the Spirit, self-control. I'm a man just like the next one. And if I tell you, beautiful women are out there. Y'all, they outside. Lord have mercy, they outside. They are outside. Women, beautiful women all shapes and sizes, y'all are outside. And especially in today's world, not only are y'all outside, y'all body parts is all outside as well. Back in the day, I was sitting around thinking one day, I said, man, I was watching this movie. I can't remember what the name of the movie was, but it was an older movie. It was like one of those black cinema movies. Not one of them black exploited where they, all the women out with their chest out and stuff like that. But this was like some little country town. I can't remember the name of the movie. But I was looking at how these guys, was like, man, oh, she looked real nice. Do y'all understand and know that back in the day, when a man looked at a woman, he looked at her and he didn't see her arms. He didn't see her thighs. He didn't see her belly button. He didn't see the curvature of her butt. He didn't see the cleavages. You know what I'm saying? She didn't have on makeup to make herself even look even greater than, or better if she looking bad. He didn't have that to go off of. All he saw was her face, basically. Because women back in the day, they wore these long dresses down to their ankles, had on socks, had on these long, the sleeves came out. So dudes didn't, if anything, they just had their imagination. So they didn't have, skin to go off of. It was just like they saw her, they were like, man, you sure is pretty. Would you like to go out with me, ma'am? Come out, have some supper. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. A man didn't see what a woman looked like until they actually slept together. Then I'm pretty sure he was like, okay. But now, man, we ain't got to guess. We don't have to guess what a woman look like, because we see everything. Women, we see everything. So who fault is that? Is it ours? Or is it y'all? Like I say, women, I'm not gonna just come at my brothers and ain't gonna holler at y'all. Y'all wearing this stuff. Let me just throw this in. Why do y'all women wear workout gear and you don't work out? Don't worry, I'll wait. Why? And okay, even if you are working out, why is the tights or the shorts so far up that all your business is hugging? It's hugging. Camel toe. Okay, yeah, we can't look. You know what? Camel toe. All up in the crevices of everything. Cheeks just bouncing. You know what I'm saying? If y'all, hey, this ain't for the kids. So if there are kids around, gone, So there's no imagination for a man anymore. Cause we see it out. We see it everything. We see it all. They even got women are coming outside in their drawers and underwear with just some type of sheer little whatever now. Which you can see right through. So it's like, so there's nothing left to the imagination. But we talking about Papa was a Rolling Stone. So, like I said back in the Bible, and Abraham, his wife kind of, gave him a baby mama. But see, men, we to blame for a lot too, because we out here sleeping around with women. And see, when I say we, I just say we because I'm a man. So if my brother is at fault, I'm going to stand with him. Because we got to do better. We got to do better. Just because I'm not out here sleeping around with every woman or whatever, don't mean that I don't have my issues or my faults. I just know we got to be better as men. God created earth and man and a woman. He said to be fruit. I heard, now we all know Nick Cannon. And Nick Cannon, this is not a slight to you, my brother. But I heard him say on Wild and Out, because they, of course, because he had so many children, he made the statement. The Bible say be fruitful and multiply. Don't bring up the Bible if you're not going to follow the Bible. Let me say that again. Don't bring up the Bible if you're not going to follow the Bible. The Bible say be fruitful and multiply, but he was talking about a husband and a wife. Not every woman that you get with you impregnate them. And that go with anything. See, a lot of times people want to bring up the Bible and say what the Bible says. But you got to read all the Bible. And you got to understand the context of where it comes from. Don't pick out what you want to pick out to solidify your sins. No. If you're going to read the Bible, or if you read the Bible, stop picking out what's good for you to make you feel better. No. Understand it all. And if you don't understand it all, ask questions. Ask somebody who do. Pray about it. Allow the Holy Spirit to speak to you and say, hey, you might not want to do that. Hey, you might not want to go there. Because when a man is having children with multiple women, you might be multiplying the earth, but you're causing conflict at the same time. You're causing conflict. See, if y'all go back and watch That's My Boy, and I'm going to just throw this in, God gave a promise to Abraham that he would have a son. But the promise was to him and his wife. Why was the promise to him and his wife, Sarah? Because in the beginning, when God created man, he said, it's not good for man to be alone. So he put Adam to sleep, took a rib out of Adam and created woman. Adam then, awakened from his surgery, said, this is now bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. So when a man, a man should leave his father and mother and supposed to cleave to his wife. Why? Because she completes him. But if you are getting with a woman that you haven't married, there's no connection there, because Abraham had a son outside of the marriage, but he wasn't a promise. Now God blessed the child and made him and gave him a nation, but that was just a parting gift. He didn't get the promise. See, Rick Ross, he has a house in Atlanta. He called it the Promised Land. Well, if he had children, let's say he was married, and his children got the promise, which they got the Promised Land. They got everything. They got the whole house, cars, horses, everything on that land. Well, let's say he had a child outside his marriage. Well, that child outside the marriage, guess what? They wouldn't get all of that. They would maybe get a room in the house. They would maybe get a car, maybe get a horse, but they didn't get the whole promise. Why? Because they were outside of the marriage. So, as men, we can't go around having sex with every woman that we see, that we desire. That's not God's plan. That's not his will for your life. Why is it so important for you to sleep with every woman that you run in contact with? Why? What does that prove? That don't make you a man. It don't. It don't make you no more of a man than I am. Number one, a man begins as a male. He's born a male. And I really hope y'all hear me this month. He's born a male in his mother's womb. Then he comes out a baby and he's a boy. That boy grows into an adolescent boy. That adolescent boy grows into a teenage boy. That teenage boy grows into a young adult man. That young adult man becomes an adult man. And that adult man, Lord said the same, become an old man. And then he dies. That's the stages. Manhood means, guess what? You're responsible. You have self-control. You love. You know what I'm saying? You take care of your business. You establish yourself. That's what being a man is about. It's not about going out here and trying to conquer the world, conquer every woman that you see. What does that prove? You done made a baby. And that don't make you a man because you done made a baby. Who gonna take care of that baby? Oh, not you. Oh, okay. So this is why I say, men, we brought it on ourselves that there was a song written about us and women call us dogs and all of this. We brought it on ourselves. And maybe it wasn't we, but it was generation after generation after generation after generation. Men, we got to teach. If we want to be a man so badly, and going off of my last episode, that's my boy. If we want to raise our boys, then guess what? We got to teach them about self-control. We got to teach them that, no, you respect that young lady. You respect them. Matter of fact, let's start here. Respect yourself. Before you can respect the young lady, you got to respect yourself. You be like, you know what? I'm worth more than just giving myself to anybody. See, this is a conversation that guys want to have with their daughters. Baby, you got to respect yourself, baby. Don't give yourself to any man. Don't give yourself to any boy. You precious. You this and that. Why we ain't having this conversation with our boys? Son, you precious. Don't give yourself to any girl. I don't care how much she pressing you. You keep yourself. Hold yourself for your wife. That's the greatest gift you could ever give a woman, is giving your whole pure self. We don't tell that to our boys. Why? We teaching them to go out and hunt. We teaching them to go out and get it. We high-fiving them. Slapping them on the back like, that's my boy, that's my boy. But then when he go out and get a girl pregnant, or then when he become a dog, I don't know what's wrong with that boy. Son, why you doing it like that? Well, who they looking up to? What kind of example have you been? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that if you do everything the right way, that your child just gonna automatically fall in your footsteps, because it don't always work out like that. You know, I used to think that a two-man household, well, no, let me say this. I believe that a two-man household is better than a one-parent household, because, and I heard this in another podcast, it takes the strain off. You know, you're supposed to be a partnership. So, you know what I'm saying? One person can't do it on their own. So I believe that. Because when it is just one, it puts a strain. Like when I grew up in a single parent household, my mother couldn't do it on her own. She had to work. So who you think took up the slack, or had to take up the slack? I did, as the oldest. That put a strain on me. Because I'm a child trying to take care of another child, because my brother was almost 6 years younger than me. So there's an age gap. When I'm a teenager, he a kid. I don't want to hang with no, you know what I'm saying? Wait, tip. Look ahead. How far ahead are you looking? Are you looking way beyond what you can see right in front of you? See, when you're looking right in front of you, it really ain't much you seeing. But when you look far ahead, now the view is clearer. Now there's more that you can see. Why? Because, see, a lot of times we focus on what's in front of us. But see, what's in front of us blinds us. It keeps us from seeing what's really around us, what's really in front of us, what's really blocking us and endangering us. But see, when when we look for ahead, we look beyond. We remove the blindness. Now we can see. Now we can see what's going on. Now we can see what's coming. Now we can see what's around the corner. See, God has his eyes on us, but we got to keep our eyes on the enemy, because the enemy wants to destroy us. So look ahead. This is Weight Tip. Let's get it. But I had to do adult things because mom wasn't around, and neither one of our fathers were. Hello. So we gotta start teaching our boys, hey, respect yourself, have self-control, honor who you are. And if a young lady can't understand that, then you don't need to be with her. And I know I'm talking to the fellas, and I know I'm getting on y'all, but man, we got to do better, fellas. This is our month. You know, we wonder why Mother's Day gets so much. Man, they start talking about Mother's Day a month in advance. Every Mother's Day card is out there, balloons, vacations, gift card. I mean, everything. But when it's Father's Day, we get a shelf. Out, man. I went, because like my niece just graduated. Well, my niece and my daughter, they just graduated elementary, high school. Now I'm going in there trying to get some graduation stuff. I can't find no a lot of graduation stuff, but I see a shelf of Father's Day. One shelf of Father's Day. Mother's Day got the whole. I'm like, God, damn. They got the whole, you know what I'm saying, the whole rack. We get a shelf. Why? And I mean, yeah, Mother's Day, come on now, they carried a child, they had a child, you know, I get all of that. But why don't we get the love? Why don't we get the respect? Why don't we get the adoration? Because of how we move, how we operate, how we do. We put ourselves in positions. We make ourselves look bad. And we wonder why. We wonder why the earth is going the way it's going. We wonder why things are happening the way they're happening. You know, I hear a lot about how men are this whole sexuality thing, and how men aren't strong like they used to be, aren't hard like they used to be. It's a reason for that. It's a reason why the earth is going the way it's going, and men are becoming how they're becoming. Because the foundation of manhood was broken a long time ago. And we broke it. We, as a generation of men, have broken the foundation of manhood. Because we're having children out of wedlock. We aren't marrying these women. We aren't respecting these women. We aren't, laboring with these women. So the women get fed up, like, you know what? We'll do it ourselves. Or we'll hook up with somebody who will, male or female. Should I say more? So how do we change what's going on? Well, it starts with you. It starts with how you are with your own self. It starts with you saying no. It starts with you denying self. It starts with you having self-control. And once you learn that and understand that, one of my aunts was saying that, she was proud of me and, just the fact that, I've been kind of reaching out to her for a birthday and Mother's Day and stuff like that. She said, you just don't know, what that's done for me. And she said, the reason why, she said, because you're maturing. And I was like, yeah, I agree. Because when I was younger, or maybe a few years ago, because I didn't know who I was or understand my purpose in life, I wasn't thinking about nobody else. I only thought about me. I only thought about my well-being, what I want to do, how I want to do it. I wasn't thinking about nobody. I wasn't thinking about my mom. I wasn't thinking about my aunt. I wasn't thinking about nobody. But the older I get, and the more I understand, it's not even the fact the older I get, the fact, because it's a lot of old fools out here. It's still grown, 50, 60 years old, still out here playing these games. And that's the sad part. If you above 50, if you over 30, but if you over 40, 50, 60, you still doing this foolish stuff, man, come on, bro. When will you learn? But it has to be a personal journey. See, there's no age on growth. There's no age limit. You either going to figure it out when you 20, 30 years old, or you're going to figure it out when you 60 and 70. But at some point, you should figure it out before you leave this earth. Now, the earlier you figure it out, the better life can be moving forward. That's why I'm trying to figure it out now. I'm like, hey, man, my ladder will be greater. And it is so far. Because I've settled into my purpose and understanding. And trust, there's areas I still need to clean up. There's areas I still need to get better at. But I'm working towards those areas. I'm working towards getting better. Why? So that my ladder can be greater. So that I can have more of an impact in this earth. So in order to change the idea and the concept of men being Rolling Stones, men, just being dogs, and men just not caring about women, men being disrespectful towards women, it starts with you as the individual. It starts with me. How can I change and be better so that I can be better for the people around me, the women around me, the children around me? How can I be better? It starts with me. So fellas, I need y'all to look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? It starts with me. How can I be better in my life? What have people said? What have my spouse said? What have my baby mother said? What have my children have said to us that I need to listen to, that I need to pay attention to, that I need to change? And once you do that, once you begin to change, then guess what? Everything around you starts changing. Why? Because it started with you. So, I would love to get on here and be like, man, I want to change the world. And it's possible. But number one, I do know that evil is in this world. So there's always going to be some type of evil operating all the way until Jesus come back. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. There's evil that's in this world. And it ain't going nowhere until Jesus come back. And those that's going to heaven, and, all that whole, scenario. When this earth is finally done away with, then, the new Jerusalem, the new earth, all of that coming. But until then, evil going to be in the earth. So I understand that. But that don't mean that the world can't be changed, or the attitude or whatever can't be changed. But it starts with me. It starts with you. Changing how you look at things, changing how you operate, changing how you move. You don't have to be a Rolling Stone. And if you have been a Rolling Stone, just stop. Stop rolling. Stop rolling. Just stop. You ain't got to keep rolling because they say you rolling. You ain't got to keep rolling because you're not. No, just stop rolling. What is a stone anyways? A stone's supposed to be solid. Solid. You know what I'm saying? A stone's supposed to be solid. So if a stone is solid, then guess what? It's unmovable, unshakable. So be that stone, be that rock. Just because you've made mistakes, just because you haven't done it the right way, just because you haven't done it God's way, don't mean that you can't switch up. Don't mean that you can't fix or renew or reestablish who you are, where you're going. Because you can. But it starts with self-control. It starts with you saying, looking in the mirror and say, you know what, it's me. I'm the problem. I'm the issue. How can I be better? And I'm with you, man. I'm right here. This is why this platform was created. It's created because we all dealing with weight in some shape, form, or fashion. There's a lot of men that's not in their children's lives because they feel hurt, because they felt like they failed as a father. So instead of trying to rectify the situation and going to their children and saying, you know what, I apologize. I should have been there. They just choose not to even be in that child's life. And that's the last thing you need to do. I don't care how old your child is. Your child could be a grown person with their own kids. But I guarantee you, there's a part of them that's like, my daddy has never come to me and said, I'm sorry. My daddy has never come to me and apologized. My daddy has never come to me and said, man, I should have been there. If I could just hear those words. Don't think that you're too old. Don't think too much time has gone by. Yeah, they're going to be mad as hell. They might even hate you. But the conversation, I talk about, conversation brings about healing. Why? Because now you're talking about it. Once you go talk and say, hey, you know what? I just want to talk to you. I don't care if you got to send it through a text message, an email. And if you're real old school, write a letter and send it to their house. Apologize that you weren't there. Apologize that you made a mistake. Apologize that you didn't do everything right. Even if you were in your children's lives, but you made a lot of horrible decisions in front of them. And they blamed you for this or they blamed you for that. Apologize. It's okay. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to not have gotten it all right. It's okay. You better than that. God, if you go to God and ask for forgiveness, I guarantee you he'll forgive you for your sins and for everything that you've done that you haven't done. He will forgive you. But you not talking about it, you not fessing up and realizing like, man, I've made a mistake. That's not gonna get you nowhere. You can't take it to your grave because it's not gonna do nobody any good. Matter of fact, they might send you to your grave even quicker because you stressed out. There are people in the grave now because they stressed themselves to death. They was trying to hold on to so much weight and turmoil and heartache and pain, they killed them. Do you want that to be you? When you can live life and live and be free? Like when I talk about my father, man, that whole scenario that I just said, all the things that, if that was still hurting me, I'd be in tears right about now. But because I'm free, because I've forgiven my father, yo, now if he tell me those things, I'll take it, thank you. But if he don't, hey, thank you, I'm good. Because I understand and know what forgiveness is all about. It ain't for him, it's for me. I need to be set free. I need to be healed. And I'm healed. Thank God. So now I got to move forward in other things. And you can do the same. Women, this go for y'all too. Y'all are not exempt. The reason why these men are sleeping around, because guess what? Y'all allowing them to sleep with y'all. Y'all are allowing these no good men, and I say no good because when a man is just sleeping with you for sport, one of my favorite movies, Jurassic Park, and I talked about this before. The first Jurassic Park was the greatest. The next one to me was Jurassic World, and they created this dinosaur. I forgot the name of the dinosaur, but they created dinosaur. And one of the guys said in the movie, he said, "Man, he's killing for sport." There are men out here that are having sex with women for sports. They just trying to see how many they can get, what types they can get. Can I get one from every race? Can I get one from every size? A big girl, little girl, tall girl, skinny girl, a short girl, a Hispanic, a Asian. They even going so far to sleep with the other sex. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because it's a sport. Man, I'm trying to see how many I can get. Before I turn a certain age, then I'll settle down. What? What? And y'all women are going right along with it. Okay. Is it because we giving y'all compliments? Because we say y'all look good, y'all cute? I hope that ain't it. Because if you don't know that you cute, if you don't know that you beautiful, you don't know that you're amazing, something wrong with that. There's a lot going on with women and getting these, surgeries. And RIP, young lady that was known has passed away, and it possibly could have been because of cosmetic surgery. But women are getting these things done, and a lot of times it's because of low self-esteem. Number one, I've never been pregnant. And don't ever plan on being. Can't be. So I don't know what a woman goes through when she has a child and she gains weight and she, X, Y, and Z. But you got to know, there has to be something in you that understands and know that, hey, this weight that I'm carrying, it's just from my baby. Are y'all not being assured enough? How are you seeing yourselves? Because a lot of times women think they doing stuff for men, and we just like, there's a song that I love, and I just like the way the guy rap, but the part of the lyrics he said she got a little bit of stomach, but that's okay. A lot of men don't care. We ain't looking for the perfect woman. Yeah, men like breasts and big old booties and all that, a lot of men. I get it. But that ain't the end all to be all. Like, that ain't the end of the story. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's just something to look at. Like, oh, that's nice. Okay. But I mean, after you done seen it, it's like, okay. You know what I'm saying? All right. I'm one of them dudes as well. But then I'm like, after I done seen it enough, I'm like, it's to the point now I get turned off because I'm like, okay, can you wear anything else? Like, that's what you wearing all the time? Like, come on, God, dog, I see all of you, and I'm tired of seeing it. I'm regularly tired of seeing it. I follow somebody on Instagram that she's showing her body every chance she get, and I'm just like, okay, all right, that's enough. Because it's a turn off. Like, where's the mystery? Where's the excitement? Like, ooh, I wonder. Ain't no excitement. You showing me every day what you look like. That's a turn on. So women, y'all have to know that y'all are important. Y'all have to know that y'all are special. Y'all have to know how important y'all are in this earth. But men, it start with us. We got to train ourselves, teach our boys that you special. and what you have to offer, what you have to give to a woman is far more greater than just giving them a few minutes of your time. The woman that you should be with, you should be trying to give her a lifetime of who you are. And y'all can evolve together. But if you only trying to give her a few minutes of your time, then guess what? She ain't the one. And you ain't the one yet either. Because if that's all you want to do is give a woman a minute of your time, you ain't the one. You ain't ready. But until you have that mindset of giving a woman a lifetime of who you are and y'all evolve together, that'll cut out all that Rolling Stone. Why? Because the stone that you are will be established. That foundation will be set. And whatever you build, and guess what? She's going to be right there with her hammer and her nails, building right there with you. Because she believe in that rock. You know, what was it? Chevrolet? Like a rock. Like a rock. You know what I'm saying? Or was it? No, yeah. That was Chevrolet. Like a rock. Hey. A woman want to be with a man that she can stand with. She can stand on his shoulder. Like, when she see that he got a foundation and it's solid, woo, man, she'll go to the depths. I mean, what? It ain't nothing she won't do for you, bruh. Ain't nothing. But man, this has been another one. You did. Papa was a Rolling Stone, but he no longer has to be a stone to roll. We're going to be standard. We're going to be established. We're going to be locked in and loaded. Because we're going to stand on the will of God. We're going to stand on the word of God, and we're going to trust him that as we go forward, we should not be moved. So we're not going to roll on no more. We're going to be established in who we are in God. And in him, we can do all things through Christ, who gives us strength. So this has been another one, man. Papa was a Rolling Stone. It's your boy, Dom, Kizzie, in the building. Can't wait to talk. And guess what? We gonna talk about it. Let's get it. Cussing and stuff bleeped out because I am who I am. So, you know what I'm saying? I got to do what I do, man.
Do what you do.
But it's going down. Really.